The stream. My name is Lee. I got up late this morning, so my stream got delayed, and yeah, we're starting late today. Let me go. But I wanted to, let's see. Yeah, no, we have to switch up the sizing and shape of the window. This is how one of the ways getting around streaming is figuring out how to um, change the shape of shared windows so that they share on your computers. You can see them on your computer screen. The audience can see them on OBS, and they're as big as possible on OBS. They're a good size for your computer, and your audience, that you guys can see them clearly. Let me go and go. Where are we going? So welcome to the stream. My name is Lee. I usually have the intro spiel is usually not a woman and other such things. I stream all the time, and welcome on in. If you're new here, on Wednesdays we do Greyhawk. Sorry, this way. So on Wednesdays we do Greyhawk. So this is the Greyhawk wiki called the Great Library Greyhawk. Let me throw that. Um, Wait, why is Stream Manager? That's the one we want because I'm not streaming. Okay. Oh wow, you're already here. Hi. I just checked chat. We already have our. Okay, I'll fix it. Give me a second. Good afternoon, Greyhawk. I woke up late this morning because I stayed up till 5, 6 in the morning writing because, why don't I just add Greyhawk to the list? Yep, we're just gonna add Greyhawk tag. We're gonna leave all the others. For those of you who don't know, I'm part of a writers group called Game of Tomes, and April is our tournament month, which means I stay up till 5 a.m. writing. Also, I have a very good friend who I wanted to write for, to finish this little snippet for, so I stayed up to finish it, and I got distracted, and then, anyway, I woke up late. We're still streaming, a little late in the day, but, there's that. So welcome on in. I try to start the streams, my, goal in my head is like, start by 1:30, ooh, poor Kit. Hopefully you feel better. Kit, by the way, is the matron of the Greyhawk Wiki. Generally really cool. Edit does all of like the backroom finicky edits in the back that just make the keep everything neat, defeat the spam bots, the usual. I feel like we need a better list of titles for you. Having defeat champion of the spam bot. No, not champion of the spam bots. Destroyer of spam bots. That's a good one. You have to add another list to the title because you dealt with that nonsense. Let me see something. I have to go to Greyhawk Online and tell everyone else in the Greyhawk community that I am streaming, and then we have to get down to editing because we're almost done. So, for those of you who don't know, yes. Yep. Um, um, yeah. So those of you familiar with the stream, every Wednesday. Now it used to be Monday mornings, and then that was like, that is not sustainable. So we ended up switching to Wednesday afternoons. Eradicator and Destroyer of Spam Bots. There you go. Matron of the Wiki, Grand Poobah in charge of the Looker Stuff Up people, and Destroyer, Eradicator, and Destroyer of Spam Bots. There you go. That's a title for you. Okay. Yes, so, we have the Wiki. Hang on. I have, yes, so, and also, I am a Game of Tomes reporting stream, so, here, well, if you are a writer or an editor, yeah, because we count the wiki editing as part of the tournament. I think I count 15 words a minute for light edits. I usually count it as that one. I might be able to work it up to like 30 for heavy, but like, it's one of those friend cases. I usually claim the lowest. I know Sable says always round up, but yeah, it's mostly just copying stuff over, so we count it as light edits and not drafting, because it's mostly just figuring out how to put stuff over from one place to another, which is transcription. Same way I count up typing up handwritten stuff. But yes, it's very inclusive of how they count the writing because, um, you know, the goal is to accomplish things and feel proud of ourselves and work harder and do better than we did before, improve ourselves and share the that's very chill goals. And make sure we don't lose our self care, which we have an entire mafia. There's a lot of lore, but mm, needless to say, Greyhawk also has a lot of lore. And today we are editing Greyhawk. So that's gonna be an ad. Let me bring up while that's going. I do appreciate the pittance that I get from um, Advanced Players Guide. That's Pezzo. Expedition from Mysterious Peaks. Okay, here we go. Which is a new thing that just kickstarted, and I finally got. I think it was in. I'm pretty sure it was at least a year ago. But it was at least a year and a half. I think it was in 2023. I don't know when that happened, but it was a long time ago, and we finally got the what's it? So that's cool. Let me just see. No, but that's a great library, Greyhawk. Let's squish this down a little bit so it's about the size of a page, and then I can move it over so that I know it's not. I don't have to put that down that small, but yeah, just no, not that, not that, not that. This way. There we go. That hang on, and then we pop this down. Voila. Okay, and then scooch it a little bit more. Yeah. It's a balancing act between showing as much. Oh, if I scooch it up, that's the part that comes out. Okay. It's about showing as much of the screen as like as big as it's possible for the people on the stream, but also workable for me. Okay, 1 minute ad. Cheers to that. Any of you are still here? Thank you for subscribing and/or Turbo. Because if you have Turbo, they pay me for the ads anyway. If you're using ad blocker, I don't blame you, honestly. Um, uh, I'm using what's I gonna say? Devil's bargain. But okay, there's the Great Library Greyhawk. So, we were going through, if I recall correctly. Hang on, let me see if I did this right. So usually, well, hang on, let me wait for the ad break to finish. Let me stretch. And also, if you're on the stream, and you haven't had anything to drink, like a little bit of hydration goes a long way for illness. So I have water. I do also have coffee, in fairness, because it is Lent and I can't have energy drinks. So I've been having coffee instead. What else? Okay, so oh yeah. So if any of God people are watching, also firstly, hi. Secondly, you can report your words. I have done the stuff behind the scenes with Atrium so that I've signed up on things behind the stream, so words will count, um, and all that jazz. Ah, yeah. I don't know when it came. Oh, did you back that one too? I don't remember. I got it and I was like, oh, I remember hearing about this vaguely a while ago, but it's here now, so yay. It looks interesting, and I read the introduction and it seems really cool. And I had Greenwood worked on it, so it can't be that bad. Um, but I have yet to like actually dig into it. I someone posted a meme on my Discord about oh, when I started editing. Oh, yeah, 2022. We looked this up. Um, Hang on. We can, if we, let's see. I can look this up. Ready? Let me go, because I don't think anyone's done much on. Yep, finding the right window is here. Okay, so let's go to Principality of Ulik. Yeah. And let's go view history, because that was one of the first ones I worked on. So let's see. Um, September of 2022. Was the, yeah, so before September of 2022. Um, at some point. Yeah. So sometime before June of 2022. History. Oh, right. I went through. So that's June of 2022. April was you. That's you, right? The Abra Sagast is you now. That's the new librarian they just released in lore who does archives in Greyhawk, and you adopted her name as a sort of behind the scenes, all knowing kind of thing. And you had the head of the Wizard Guild before that, and then they released the new lore, and you were like, aha, I will change the name. And um, yeah, all right, Mishka and the Wolf, the Spider Fiends, yes. So January, February, okay, so 2022. Oh yeah, because that would have put October of 2021. Yeah, because that would have put October 2021 was when I started the Greyhawk streams. Um, I think I started them on Friday. Yeah, it was Friday before Virtual Greyhawk Con. I remember that, and I remember I was looking up Real Astra, and yeah, I was looking up Real Astra, and I got sidetracked into the Sulois Iridian split because they mentioned Iridians. I was like, hang on a second, what the deal is the Iridian? And then they had a whole, the whole history of the Sulois Iridian conflict, the cataclysms, the all of that. So I was just reading all of that, and I was fascinated because Greyhawk lore is kind of cool. I mean, this is why I spent. But yeah, so it was me. This stream was, yeah, 2022. Um, it was, I think, yes, clarifying the eastern border. Yes, history. Uh, Formatting fix, bits and bobs, this and that. All right, but yes, that was. Um, yeah. Okay, but the yes. So, yeah, I guess I've been going since 2022. Let me start though, because you distracted me. Hey, okay. I have a methodology wherein I go. I didn't even put in my own wiki, my own, I didn't post that I was going live. I've stopped kind of posting in, capitalized Greyhawk. I've kind of held back at posting in too many, other, Discords that I'm going live, because I have two that auto post, me, for good friends. Well, actually, one's Got, and the other is Phantom, who you also should check out. He streams in the evening when I'm at work, and which is a shame because I would love to watch his streams. Um, and every time I do watch, it's always a fun time. Phantom's cool. What was I gonna say? He has all the cool stuff. He gets physical copies of everything. I back all the Kickstarters. He always backs the physical copies. So, um, but yeah. Okay, let me see. Oh yes, I was going to my own wiki to check. So I have a history of using. Nope. No. I do not want to do that. Yeah, we're. Um. Yeah. Okay. So, um, artificer and alchemist. Ooh, cool. So yes, this is why would be pin stuff. Um. Okay. Mentry rumor and legend section. Yes, the Mentry rumor and legend section. That's what we're gonna do. So let's see. I used to take notes in there, and then luckily we have a few people who are actually interested in like discussing Greyhawk lore and kind of D&D in general, which is great. And I'm encourage discussions on the wiki. And if you want to join in the wiki, I will send you the link. Um, but if yeah, like if you want to hang out in the wiki with us, that's cool. Um, oh, right. But since I used the Greyhawk section to take notes on what I need to do next time, I have to pin them now. So, okay. We will actually get to editing some Greyhawk, I promise. Let's see. We were at Mentry. Um, Eli, yes, this one. Okay. So that's a city in what used to be Medegia, that got sacked by first, Austin of Cathold, and then, no, Austin of Cathold. Oh, yes. There's still, it's mysterious. Like, there's nothing in this book about him other than cryptic references of this guy from Cathold was kind of a huge military player who sacked a bunch of cities. Um, it was more focused on, well, this is what's left in the ruins in his wake, and not who was this guy and what is he doing. He definitely needs a page. I need to find more info on him. That might be our next guy, but Asaf Cathald. All right, so Ivid the Fifth then sent armies, conquered, right, and then yeah, if its armies, after they didn't resist hard enough, just sent people south. Yes, sacked just after the sacking of Pont-l'Hiver, which gave people, to say, some advance notice time to flee. The roads were muddy because of excessive rain. Evacuation was difficult. We had that. Government, so they have the two occupied zones, one with the orcs, um, and yes, the human mercenaries, um, who, um, yeah, the half of them is orcs led by an one-armed uh, Urag, and the other is the human mercenaries. Not much information about either of them. They don't really have clear leadership. They have one armed Urag, but he doesn't have a name, or it's not mentioned in the text. He has one hypothetically, or at least a title. I don't know. But yes, the mercenaries are kind of loosely organized at best, but they can roll off the city, so you know, and they build barricades and enslave people and generally fight in the streets and cause nonsense. Yes, session valuable comes from pre-evacuation. Right, I put that there. Now we go back to the text and figure out exactly how much what's the stashing situation is and kind of clarify that. Um, yes, we go back to clarify. So first thing you do is let me go back and we pop this down and we go here. Yes, all right, entering now. It was in the Medegia section. Apparently I got everything else in Medegia, but I didn't write anything about Mentry, so let's do it. Millennium Empire. Okay. Medegia section 104. Ruins of Medegia. Okay, and it's one down. Okay, so we got Barish. I definitely, because Barish is no, no why. Um, wait, just go away. I can't make it go away. Hang on. There needs to be there we go. I just have to move it a little bit. I knew there was that one. Um, I hate the AI assistant. I will not track with that. I think I got most of them. Um, I mean, I could probably check the other cities, but okay. First Mentry, then we check the other cities. Um, um, Montessor. I don't remember Montessor. We might not have gotten that one. If we haven't gotten Montessor, I know we did Barish, um, and Orleans. Did we not just not get that far? Well, we'll have to check on that. First thing we got to do is write more about Mentry. So Mentry. We definitely got Barish. We definitely wrote a thing on Barish. Let's see. There are many untapped. Yes. Okay. So let me go. Oh, first I have to log in. I used to. Yeah. I should probably click the. Oh, let me anyway. Cool. So, there's some more in Dragon Magazine apparently. If Alyssa. Yes, that's what interesting. So it's hang on. We're gonna take a small sidetrack. Those of you who know much about um no one who's watched the stream for a while, we haven't actually brought up Anna's maps in a while, but Anna B. Meyer is super cool. Yeah, is the ex-Swedish Air Force. She's a cartographer, who's she's pretty well settled in America at this point, but she was originally from Sweden. She is a cartographer of amazing skill. She did marry an American, but yeah, she's a cartographer of amazing skill. She makes the coolest maps. She has dedicated uh, years, decades maybe at this point, to making Greyhawk maps that are just like the coolest maps you will ever see of anything. Come see. I'm a patron of hers. I think at a lower level, and I would highly suggest you become one too because honestly, all right, let's see. We want. I just want to check something. So 576 is the easy zoom. Yes, we want the easy zoom. We like the easy zooms. Easy zooms are cool. Okay, so this is the map. Um, it's not the best venue to display it, but actually Anna has the coolest. She's doing like this really really intense detail scale, and she has also has the. She showed me on her phone, and I don't know how she runs the program, but it's the coolest. If you ever go to a convention, you should absolutely go see Anna and start talking maps, and she will show you the coolest stuff ever. And I didn't get a chance to ask her because I meant to ask her why she tweaked a few things on the map, and because it's not quite canon, but it gives a good reference point. So, okay, so this is Medegia here. They were all right. So five. This is 576. So she has two versions. There's one, the 576 version, which is pre Greyhawk Wars, and then the 596 version, which is post Greyhawk Wars. So if you kind of compare and contrast, you can get a good view of what changed. And the 596 is a little past 598. Yes, that's the one. 2 years past that. So the Eve the Undying is set, as it were, in 585. So it is the condition of the area as of 585. So it's kind of between the two. Um, so while the Great Kingdom is still kind of clinging by its fingernails together, so this is kind of like, okay, this is what happens afterward. In Living Greyhawk and a few beyond. So this is Sea of Medegia here. Sea is in the Holy Sea. Okay, Mentry and Dorlian, yes, which we both worked on. Okay. And Pontlever is down here. All right. Um, it's not officially canon, and there are a few slight differences, but it's a really good overview map, and I use it on stream all the time, which is why I ended up becoming a patron because I was like, "All right, I'm using your maps all the time, and so it's worth doing." And I talked to her, and she's like, "Absolutely, a link back. That's fine." She told me it was cool. So if she'd asked me not to, I absolutely would not. But um, they're community resources. I think she publishes them Creative Commons. So but absolutely. Okay. So, um, Unsea, that's Relastra. Airdylan's Relastra. Okay, so this is the Great Kingdom. Siamadegi is a separate entity, it looks like, but, um, okay, there's Siamadegi, and then Sindhi is a whole thing that is outside the scope of this book, but it'll be interesting to see if there's anything on Sindhi. Okay, so, then we got North Province, we have the provinces listed, and Relastra is one of them. Okay, Great Kingdom. So that's where we are now. This is pre-war. So okay, but it said Alyssa. So Kingdom of Alyssa. So Alyssa is, if we look here, like right up. Right. No, Alba, Airlines. No. Foster and Devon, Rel Devon, Elmore, Alicia Elmore. I think Alyssa, if I recall correctly, is um a not a principality, but that's South Province. Alysan Plain. Yes. Okay. So South Province. Here we go. So this is the southern part of the Great Kingdom. We're we're, we're getting a little off track, but I promise it is Greyhawk. So doesn't count as words, but I'm doing it anyway. We're off. We're a little bit off. So this is the South Province. Um, and the Iron Hells are a whole Dwarven kingdom thing, and they're mostly underground, so it kind of works out. And then I actually did. Well, no, that was Ironport, which is a different part of the world. Let's see. Okay, so but province. Okay, South Province. So Alyssa is this. Alysan Plain is here. But essentially it took over a lot of what used to be the southern part of the North Kingdom. The southern part of the Great Kingdom. North Province kind of became the North Kingdom. Royal kind of did its own thing, and then formed the Solinar Compact with Roland and Anansi, and then a lot of the rest of it was taken over by Alyssa. Now, Medegia is an interesting question because it says it's listed as Alysan, um, as Kingdom of Alyssa, if I think in the wiki. Okay, hang on. So this is Alyssa. So did it end up in the Kingdom of Alyssa after? Did Mentry end up in the Kingdom of Alyssa after the war? Is the question. Um, which is worth answering. Okay, so let me see the other. Now we have to click on here and not any of the other. This is how you have to. No, you used to be able to. Okay, try this one. Okay, nope, that's the whole of Orth. No, 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 no. We needed. Um, there was, if I recall correctly, a variant. Um, individual page indexes, individual pages maps. There was, if I recall correctly, Easy Zoom you used to be able to get to, but apparently not. So we'll just have to find it this way. You used to be able to flip 22. Let's see, JPEG or PDF. I guess we'll take the PDF. Excel. No, not the PDF. So um. No, no, the zip file. No, I need. That's not what we need. So there used to be a variant. You could get the map. And let me see if we can try something real quick. Let's see. All right. So now I have the entire PDF, but that's not what which I appreciate or letting us download. But that's not the map I wanted to show you. There was another map that she had. It's not the atlas. It's the a different map. Um, oh, back. Um, um, it's this one. Uh, or no, not that one. There was maybe she took it down. Which is fine. Let me see something. There we go. Yes, this is the one I needed. This one. Haha. It's 2022. Okay. So it just takes a little clicking. I'm glad she didn't take it down. I mean, she could, but it's very helpful to have it up, and I appreciate it a lot. Okay, so this is the one I was talking about. Let me put this back together briefly. Yes. Actually, I probably should put a. I should probably do that as well. Uh, but also link to Patreon. Yes. I got an email fairly recently from a new maps. Yes. Yeah, the Hambonenland is down here. I believe Hambonenland is down either down here or no, that's after the dry steppes. Yeah, I think Hambonenland is down here in this part of the map. If that's what this is. I believe that's here. Yeah, no, no, it is. Yeah, Hambonenland. That is the southern continent down here, south of the Scarlet Brotherhood's Lordship of the Isles. Yep, that's to the south. Okay, but okay, we got very sidetracked. But I wanted to compare. Hang on, and contrast. All this down. So yes, ah, yes. Okay. But I wanted to see the one thing first. Okay, so the Alyssa, yeah, the Medegia, yeah. So Marchland of Medegia. Okay, which from what is seeing here is either Mentry. Okay, so Marchland is probably oh yeah, smaller Frit. So yeah. Okay, so Medegia is just subsumed into a province within the Kingdom of Alyssa, or a Marchland, which I think is okay, so it did it is kind of resurging after the war. It's not just ruins, it's building itself up to a sort of semi-respectable place again, but it's under Alyssa. Okay. Um um wait. We should mention that. Hang on. Yes. Okay. Well, now we know. Knowing is half the battle. The other half is writing it down. So let's go here. We should probably mention that post-war it became part of Alyssa, and then we'll citation needed. Yes. Okay. So um, let me go here. First things first. Um, uh, or the whole of Medegia. Um, the war after the Great Kingdom, the breakup of the Great Kingdom, full breakup. The Great Kingdom. I believe that's the way. I have to remember this. Okay, Great Kingdom. Oh, sorry. Let me start a. I know it's a pain, but let's. Okay. Let's see. Boom. Okay, let me go back to here now. After the city and the rest of Medegia. Left of Medegia. Uh, Folded into the. And I recall correctly. Let's do it like this, right? Let me just. There we go. Yep, I have made all of the, that. So there's that. Yes, we're gonna add this. Then we're gonna. Okay, so. Um, Adding. Okay, so adding post. Yep. Okay, so there's that. Just a start point. Okay, so. Alright, we're gonna edit Rumors and Legends section. This is, let me see. Let me go back. So here, and then train Montessor. Okay, so. Alright, next city, crushed, only fifth the original population. Um, Fall of Pontley Bear. So, learned men, the city held many. Okay, however, because the unusually high rainfall made the carts, wagons unable to travel muddy roads heading northwest, much is left behind. Private library, there's many a private library, collection of art pieces, or even some magical items stashed away in some sealed-off cellar basement, which readers have not yet found. Um, no, Medagia yes, Medagia. Okay, so let's see. Since the city was once capital of Medagia, there's such many hidden documents and archives of information, not to mention the contents of the city treasury, which may be yet be unlooted. Okay, so, um, city treasury, um, since there were a high concentration, okay, um, of, well-learned, educated men in well educated is let's say with that well educated men in the city. Since there were a high concentration of well educated men, and since um the city had warning of the 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 coming army, since Pont Liver was sacked first. Um, Evacuation effort. Uh, but evacuation effort. Um, Sacked. There were hang on. We're gonna valuable um poems and art pieces. City. Yeah. Okay. Since the city. Okay. Yes, the city had warning. Since the city had warning, there was a mass evacuation effort. However, the muddied roads made carrying, made moving anything heavy, much heavier than people, heavy, difficult, near impossible. So a large number of city residents sealed away, allegedly sealed away, allegedly sealed away. Let's see, allegedly sealed away. Way there. Valuables. Um, um, which theoretically remain sealed beneath the streets, remain hidden away. Um, away. Um, disturbed. The contents of the treasury have also not been accounted for. The and maybe let's see. Yeah, let's see. Treasury, city treasury. Let's see, city treasury. I've also not fully accounted for, and maybe lean doesn't regulation for as of 585. I and so may have been still trapped under still let's see, may have been okay, I'm taking this out. We're taking that bit out, so rewrote the whole section. Okay, so Thomas and cities to see us warning of the coming army. Since possibly were sacked first. Um, there's there was a massive evacuation effort. The muddied roads made moving anything near impossible, so large and sealed their valuables with undisturbed. Okay, I think we need to break up this sentence. However, muddied roads made moving anything heavy near impossible, so large number of city residents allegedly sealed away their valuables, including which would include undisturbed. Possibly, yes, some may have been still kicking around, still buried, still stashed under the city somewhere. Under the city somewhere. Yes, I know we didn't do a lot of actual editing, but we did, blech. Okay, so we got this section going. Now, right, so, let's see. Then we cite our source book, Ivid, and page that one. That's all the same page. It's 105. Okay. Cite our source. 105. Okay, yeah. Rewrote. Rewrote the whole thing. Yeah, we took away the one page there from before. Tomes and art pieces. Tomes and art pieces. Yes. Boom. Okay. So now, point. Okay, I spelled Pont Liver wrong. Hang on. Let me check something. Not you. The other one. I want the book. Yes. Mentry. Pont. Um, Pont l'Hiver. We have a whole. We had a. Pont E-L-V-E-R. Pont E-L-V-E-R. Okay, so let me. Let's go back to here. Pont. Yep, I mixed up. Yep. Okay, let me just check something. Yep. Okay. Fixing link. We'll flag it as a minor edit. Yep. Okay. So there's that. Boom. All right. So, bibliography citations. Yep. Yep. We do have the index. We didn't because apparently we've lost an index in the shuffle at some point. So there's that. Don't want to lose the index. Index is useful. Okay. So let's keep going. Let's see. Hang on. Let me check one thing. Let me pause this for briefly. Let me check. One little twitch. Oh yeah. See, I figured there was an ad break coming up. All right. It says it's gonna start in 5 minutes. I'm gonna start it early, so I can take a quick bio break, and then this is what happens when you drink coffee. All right. I'm gonna take a quick bio break, 1 minute break, and then that'll give us more extra pre-roll too, or time when pre-roll isn't a thing. So I'm gonna take a quick ad break, bio break, and then we'll back at it with the next part of our thingy because we just finished. Sound good? Okay. That girl, she's a good dog. Okay. All right, I'm back. Ad break's probably over. Sorry it took so long. All right, but I'm back. Let me just pop Addie down. You get to see how cute she was. Okay, so I think that right. Yep, yep. Okay, and we have 18 minutes of pre-roll too, which means that I probably took longer than I thought. Okay, sorry about that. All right, we are back. Let's see. What's our next step? Next step would be um. So okay. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start this. Then we're gonna go here. Then I'm gonna check the what was the other one we're gonna check? So the other one on this was Mont Montessor. Let's see. Let's see if we have one in Montessor. Montessor. Oh, are we spelling it right? Montessor. Yes, we are. Let's see. Uh, okay. We don't have that one. So let's go to main page. I guess we're just creating a whole city from scratch here. Okay. Unused images. Um, yes, the wanted page is writing new article templates. All right. We are going to settlement this place. New settlement. Okay. Let's go here. Okay, so Montes are an extraordinary place. There are 600 or so orcs permanently encamped by the sea. I guess that counts as settlement. That's not so unusual, but the fact they are building their own wooden huts using materials from raised villages nearby is surprising. The orcs have sown crops, very haphazardly, admittedly, and have 2 fishing boats which have, despite all odds, not yet sunk. The orcs have even the orcs even keep a few goats taken from deserted villages and have startling pride in them. Okay, goats. Okay, so these orcs have. All right, so Montessor is just orc farm. The orcs have started a farm. Okay, odd. Sure. There are many strange things in Orth that Orth is a weird place sometimes. And taking a few pretzels, by the way. Um, those of you who don't realize this, I eat on stream quite often. This food is tasty. Okay, so if it bugs you, I'm sorry, but all right, let's see. Um. Oh, they've been heard to compare the marriage of different cheeses made from individual nanny goat. Each individual nanny goat. Okay. Top off this bizarre picture, the community is matriarchal, led by a priestess of Luthek, who espouses the virtues of domesticity and nurturing, and is in the forms of growing food and protecting the young. These orcs are simply tired of war. The orcs are most warlike, to be sure, but a lifetime being kicked around by other more powerful orcs got to be wearying. They deserted their brethren in mentoring and settled here. Their alignment may be considered as verging on lawful neutral since society is well organized, but the traditional evil streak is shown up in the harshness with which disputes are settled and other social practices. So they're still orcs, but they're getting there. These orcs are not weaklings. They patrol the perimeter of their camp and the shoreline, and they're ready to rise up at a moment's notice to strike down any seek to take. Any seek to take. I'm guessing it was supposed to be any who seek to take away what little they have. They fierce pride in their little settlement. So, I mean, technically, Rel asked. Sorry. Here, I'm gonna show you this section. I mean, technically, large swaths of the Great Kingdom are lawful evil, and they have, settlements. So it's not impossible to have a town and still be lawful evil. And I think this is what the orcs have done. They've built a town that is lawful evil, and they're doing it. They're building a town. Um, recently. Oh, hang on. Recently, which recently meaning 585. Nope. Grandwood. Yeah, here we go. Seabound vessel was blown off course and sighted the camp. Instantly attempted to loot it and swiftly fought off by well-drilled orcs. The captain of a trader vessel was sufficiently impressed to make peace with them. Now the Seabounds ship goods here as orcs desperately want better weapons and armor to defend themselves and tools to work their gardens. In exchange for the goods, the orcs provide foodstuffs and information about the events in Vegia. The captain of the ARD vessel is always interested, given his trading with cities north of the Troubled Lands and his periodic raiding of Medegian coastlines and villages. Since the orcs are fecund, the settlement will grow unless it's wiped out by the mercenaries roaming the land. Should this happen, should this happen? Oh, should it grow? Right, not should it be wiped out. May find its first above ground civilized orcish city. Okay. That's interesting. Let's do it. Alright. Alright. I think. How much of a page do we need? Alright, well, let's start with the name. Okay. Trade is economy. Let's leave the economy section here. We're just gonna put. What am I gonna do? Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Montezor. Yep. Realm. Former... No. Yep, okay. Size, population, let's see. What's our population here? 600 or so? Okay. Population, 600. Works. They're led by a priestess. Oh, where is it? Luthic. Luthic. I don't know who that is, but we'll put it down and then. Um, and if not, we'll have to find trace down something on it. Authority. Um, matriarchal. Um, does she have a name? Does she have a name? Alright. Known, government, matriarchal, let me see, alignment, yeah, so was lawful evil, because it border on natural, um, um, yeah, I think that's it, alright, a, um, um, yeah, um, with, crops, and dairy goats, alright, we're just gonna take, okay, yep, we're gonna do travel, take this one out, okay, we're gonna take people, religion is under here. Okay, let's see. Notable individuals, demographics. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna leave religion in. I think what we're gonna do is gonna take people, religion, then government. Gonna be heraldry. We're gonna keep. We can keep trade essentially currency. All right, now we're gonna keep all these guys. Okay, so we're gonna keep those ones. That is led by a and there he goes. Um, 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 down. Pushovers. Fiercely. Okay. Let's go with page this on. 105. Alright. Oh, sorry, let me move this to here. Let me there we go. Vivid 105. Yep, I think we're good in this. So let's start with that. Oh, cite source book. That's how we do it. Cite source book. David. 5. Nope. That one. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. There we go. Um. All right. So. Um. Um. Yep. Everything I'm doing is in the index. So we're doing something right. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Um. I'm going to. Sorry, actually, a really cool guy. Let me see. Source. We're gonna do this. You ready? This is our little trip and trick. Do not take out the index while we do this by mistake. Cancel. Oh, I think we did it right. Hang on. I think we did this right. Let me. Oh. Source. Bibliography. Alright, it is going to be 3. Okay. Alright, we can do one about. I do this often enough that there's that. Okay, so. Wow. So, we didn't do much, but we got this going. Oh, and Luthek, Orcish goddess of fertility, medicine, females, and servitude. Orcish feminine ideal, subordinate to male experts, self-protecting inclusion of Orcish society. The sacred animal is a cave bear. Her symbol is the Orcish rune meaning home. Okay. Oh, she has claws on her. Good to know. Okay. So there's that. Um, history, geography. Okay, so, okay, so let's go with here. Um, okay. Discovered by the early captain. Yeah, okay. Where exactly? Let's see if we can't. Okay, so let me. Alright, let's go. The town was. Um, Also, it's good that. I think I was the one who suggested, hey, maybe because they keep referencing the Greyhawk Wars, can we have like a page about it so we know what the deal with it is? And I think there's a quick overview page. And oh yeah, there's a series of wars between these, you know, um, is a general term of a number of conflicts, starting in 582 to ending in 585, kind of that period where there was a lot of conflict. Um, the Greyhawk Wars. Um, when a group of orcs they were sick of war and kicked around by bigger orcs, um, and you began using scavenged materials from all of the ruined villages had been sacked, Right. So um um after the sacking of um after the sacking of Medeghi, obviously, because that's where they mm, um attacked. Um 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 a few dairy goats. Um uh I yeah. Um yeah, I don't know. I think probably because most people who are on the wiki kind of knew enough about the history. Oh yeah, the Greyhawk Wars, kind of knew enough vaguely. It's like, okay, yeah, that happened, and that they, no one was really looking for specific information on it. So because they all kind of, you don't look for information on the Greyhawk Wars. You look for, it's just kind of a historical marker that, okay, during this time period, you're looking for specific conflicts within it or specific effects or such. Mm. So it kind of forms a good backdrop. Like, I don't know if the Cold War is a good example, but um, uh, and managed to take a few um, goats from um, the Hammond and start some crops. Trying to go crops. Hmm. And the rest, I'm going from there. Okay, let's see. Source book. If it is getting late, it's 3:04. Okay, 5. Um, okay, well, let's see. They were discovered. Does it specify when? Hang on, let me see. Does it specify when this barge captain found them? Yeah, yeah. Recently. Okay, so early 585, late 584, early 585. Yes. Um, Sighted the camp after failing to loot the camp. Okay, so a Sea Baron captain. Let's see. Yes, Sea Barony. Um, okay. Sea Baron, a vessel from the Sea Barons. Okay, yeah, from the Sea Barons. The domain of the Sea Barons was blown off course, and fought them off. And okay, yes. So roughly in sometime. Okay, so sometime in late 584 or early 585. Both. Um, because they link to the timeline. Does that work? There's nothing on the time. Yeah, see, there's timeline. Okay, so um, like this one, the a ship from the domain of the Sea Barons I. It always sounds awkward to me to just the Sea Barons, because it seems weird to refer to the land as Sea Barons, and so I usually um call it the domain of the Sea Barons, because that's um and then link it back to the actual page. But that's how we do. Okay, so Sea Barons um came across the um and after failing to loot it, um yeah, that's what I mean. But the page is Sea Barons because that's how it's often referred to. Like even in the text itself, it's referred to as Sea Barons. Uh yeah. I usually say domain of the Sea Barons because it sounds cooler, and then I just usually link it um back that way. Because domain of the Sea Barons is the official title, like the extra fancy one, and it sounds cool. So, but mm, made peace. I had a truce. Let's see. Um, all right. Let's see. And made peace with them. I mean, right. Um, the okay. Source. All right. What we're gonna do? No. 105. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So there's that. And then more details in the trading section. Boom. Okay. So, boom. Okay. Let me let me try this back. Okay. Let's see. Why did it domain Sea Barons? Why? What did I do wrong? Is there space? Like what? How did I do this? Domain of Sea Barons. Right? Does Sea Baron not have a let me try something. I put the wrong kind of. I know what we did here. I gotcha. Okay, fixing link. Yep. All right, I know how we did that. Okay, beautiful. Um, um, okay, so there's that. Okay, so geography, cityscape is maybe people, religion. Um, um, okay. Heraldry government. Okay, let's see. Geography is where is this? Okay, let's look at the map on the here. Let me see. There is a map of not just the Sea Barons, but also the whole thing somewhere up. I think it's around 28. I want to say it's right up here somewhere. Hang on. No. There it is. No, I see. I was right around there. One page off. Like I said, I know this. It was a formatting thing of okay. Well, we have this book that the map was commissioned for here, and it was supposed to go in here, and we the formatting. This is the best place to put it. So, um, Montessor is down. Okay. The southern coast of Medegia. Of what once was Medegia, kind of. Um, the what was eastern coast. Slightly south of Mentry. slightly to the south of Mentry, but farther north than Barish. Okay, yep, that's a good geographical triangulation point. Right on the coast of what was um, the eastern coast. Okay, eastern coast. Sorry. Eastern coast. All right, hang on, hang on, hang on. Let me go to here. Not there. Yeah, this one. Okay, let me pop this open so you guys can see. Okay, so all right, let's see. We're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna end the stream after this. But let me just the town the settlement, the rapidly growing settlement is the growing settle. We might actually add maybe settlement is on the coast of the eastern coast, coast of what was once to the um, southeast of three and north, but farther. Yep, I think we just did. I think we did is we did do the first two, but not the second two. Okay, so alright, I think that's a good start geographically. Alright, there we go. So there we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. There we go. I'm maybe not sure. Cityscape might not be needed that. Alright, but let's yeah. Matriarchal, lawful evil, 600 orcs. Okay. So that's for now. Let me put. Right, let me get this the stopwatch. All right, 38 minutes. Ugh, 39. We're gonna round up because Sable said round up, and all right, 39 minutes, and we didn't start the timer quite right away. So, yeah, let's go with 39 minutes. Thank you all for of actual editing. Out of how long's the stream been going? That is a good curious thing. We can actually check that. Out of an hour and 12 minutes, we spent 39 editing. So more than half, right? 60, 36 would be half. So yeah, we spent more than half of editing. So that's something, right? Um, thank you all for coming. I always appreciate you hanging out with me. Um, let me oh, yes. Let me see if there's anyone. I don't know if there's any lurking. Anyone lurking? Um, but if so, bring out your words. Bring out your words. Yep, bring out your words. This is, yes. So, yeah, if there is anyone in here, yeah, I gotta frickin' do this on my own stream. Hang on. Wait, my own house is like, frickin', I swear. Okay, so 39, hang on. 39 times 15 is 585. 585. Hey, that's actually really cool. 585 light edits. Yep. Boom. Okay. Hang on, let me just 585 light edits. Okay. Um, beautiful. If anyone else, I know we don't have a lot of got people in here, and a lot of them are just lurking with their other streams, but yeah, Game of Tones is cool if you want to participate. In the April tourney, thank you all for coming. Um, I guess I should pitch the hey, you should you should follow the channel and maybe throw some bits or subscribe. No pressure. All that jazz. I don't know if I actually get any kickbacks from that anymore, but I do. As far as last time I checked, the code was still working. So if you want jewelry at 20% off, honestly, take the code. What else? Thank you all for joining me. Um, oh, take care of yourselves. This is important. Take care of yourselves. We're gonna raid into another GOT stream. We usually raid Sable. She's very cool. Also plays in Greyhawk. Her husband DMs them in Greyhawk. So we are going to, assuming she's on. Let's see, is Sable on? Let's see, is Sable on? No, Sable's not on. So who else are we gonna raid? Inkden, Merge. Oh, the Pokemon game though. All right, you know what? No, Sable is on. Hang on. Because it's tournament month, we are raiding into Sable. We'll get back to raiding other people in. There's the chick cam with the baby chickens. Okay, let's go to Sable though. We're gonna raid Sable because it's tourney month. But yep. Okay, so we're raiding Sable, everyone. Come along, say hi. She's doing For the Words, which is a group battle thing. That it's a gamification of writing. So we are off. Let us go. Have fun. All right. Peace out.